All right, so we got a little bit of a different video today. It's more of like a life update sort of thing. Typically I post these on like my Juno's journal channel, but I think I'm gonna start just moving things over here just so I can condense channels a little bit. And I don't do these very often, so it's not like it's gonna hurt anything. But anyways, if you do not know, I have been recently diagnosed with ADD. If you don't know what that is, it's an attention deficit disorder. So my brain has a very difficult time paying attention, staying focused, and all that good stuff. Stuff like that. I don't have ADHD, which is the hyperactivity aspect of ADD. But I do just have just the ADD part. We're looking more into it. But it is something that I've recently been diagnosed with after 21 years of living. Now, I don't know if this is something I've had my whole life. Because if you're born with this and you've always been like this, you don't know that this is just like normal, or like that this isn't normal the way your brain is functioning. You just think that that's normal and you think there's nothing wrong with you because you've had it your whole life. You don't really understand there's something different going on with you than someone else. There are some things that you kind of pick up on, but you're kind of just like, whatever. It's just it's just how my brain decides it wants to process it other than someone else. But besides the point, how does this make me feel? I've been asked this question a few times. How does it make me feel? I don't know, to be honest. On the one side, it's that I finally get to have some answers for why I've had some recent things in the past few years just happen, and such as like, me not being able to process things correctly, me having trouble with a lot more things than I usually had doing in the past. Which if you've been on my streams, you've kind of probably seen some of it, and I've also talked about it a lot. So there's that. On the other side, it's like, how long have I been dealing with this to the point where I've had more problems than what other people have, and I've just never known about it until now. So how long have I had to struggle with something like this and not know that it was something that wasn't normal and that I could have had help with it earlier on in life? Now, frankly, I've had really good luck, and I haven't really had any issues. I haven't had any trouble in school really, until like last semester. Last semester was kind of hard because I was in the hospital a whole bunch, and can't really think that, oh, it's just my brain being weird. Which, my brain wasn't really like remembering things a whole lot, and so there's a lot of things going on with that. That like I just kind of wrote down as like, oh, it's just me being in the hospital, not being able to be in class and all that stuff. And so I honestly think that this probably all started about 3 years ago, because that's when I started kind of noticing things that my brain was a little off. And so I think this kind of started around this time. I don't know if I've talked about it on here, but I've been diagnosed with vasovagal syncope as well, which is something with my heart. And that's what started me having a whole bunch of like seizure-like activity and other medical issues back in August of 2021. And so now we've been trying to get answers for the past 2 years, or I guess year or so, a little over a year. And so now we found out about this ADD thing. And so I think this started around August 2021, because that's when I really started noticing my brain is functioning really, really poorly. Which sucks a lot. But I don't know. To answer the question, I don't really know how to feel about it. I know I'm supposed to look at the positive things, but it's also just like, how has this affected me in my past? But it doesn't make any sense to think about the past because the past has already happened. So there's really no point of thinking about it. But it's just like, damn, I wonder what would have happened, or how much things I could have just like been kind of thought about it normally if I just would have had medication, or if I would have just known about this earlier and had treatment for it earlier, But yeah, that is kind of something that's happening with me. And I thought I'd just kind of share it with everyone because I like being open. Yeah, so go me. Thank you guys for watching this video. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.